like a Japanese. You walk like a Japanese man.
You got to you got to pull your pants up high because you're going to be doing a lot of squatting.
And back when you drank like a Japanese man.
Which is how?
Which is just blacking out in a suit somewhere in the subway.
Yep.
Japanese people, they work 90 hours a week and then they black out on the subway track.
Except your 9 to 5 was like turning Postmates on and sleeping in.
It is funny because remember the days of me working at a dog food store?
Oh, I remember.
I think that was my longest job.
Yeah.
It's funny to kind of live like Don Draper. And I don't mean the money or the nice suits. I mean just the alcoholism. Like you're drinking like that, but then you work.
That was the funniest part, is that you dressed like kind of corny, but like adult.
No, I dressed corny.
You dressed corny,
goofy.
You'd walk all weird around the house. You'd walk like the barbarian lady around the house.
Yeah, you walked like a spider.
Just like a weird. You walked on like all fours around your house.
Like you could go up walls and ceilings.
But you're dressed. You're dressed like you go on like business trips, and you worked at a dog food place where you'd go get hammered in the bathroom on Captain Morgan, and then come out and like sell people like jerky for their dog.
Because you weren't even Don Draper at that point. You were Dick Whitman.
You were Kevin Finnerty.
There was Kevin Finnerty. He was just at a dream going like, well, I'm here for business.
I guess I'm stuck in Costa Mesa.
Yeah, Costa Mesa for my insurance seminar.
But then you'd be like just watching like deranged YouTube videos and laughing your ass off. You were like, your personality was polar opposite of how you dressed and your job. That was what was funny about you.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
I never thought of it that way.
You didn't dress like Jay and Silent Bob. You didn't look like a slacker.
Right.
But you were technically a slacker. But you always worked hard. I'm just saying, like, your life was in shambles.
I get it.
You know?
I was like a weird anime character.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he's a really skinny guy, but he can eat a lot and he loves food.
Exactly.
It's complete opposite.
I always gave you shit back then because I never understood it. I'm like, fucking just like me, fucking wear bullshit. Wear some Nikes. And you were always like dressed well, but I'm like, but you're a fucking loser. It was always so confusing.
Right. There's no reason for this.
Why do you have a suit on? You're a bum.
I take my key because I had to know all the drunk driving laws.
Yeah.
And I learned that your key had to not be within your vehicle.
Yeah.
If you slept in your car drunk.
That's when you know you're doing bad in life, is you know exactly how to not
get caught. You know all the laws.
Yeah. You're like, you put it on your back tire. If you put it on the seat next to you, that's a Dewey. You call them Deweys.
I call them
Deweys, yeah. You're like, I'm 20 feet from a school. This is a much larger sentence. Can't get caught sleeping in my car 20 feet from a school.
Your officer, I was drunk driving out of the school zone. I know the laws.
Officer, I'm a sub.
I'm using one of those things in There Will Be Blood where they can tell how far a thing is to another stake.
Yes.
Like I have one of those in the street so I know how far I am from a school.
Yeah.
I'm like positioning myself perfectly.
I'll never forget when you drove me to that open mic. We were at your place in Eagle Rock and you drove me to an open mic. Fucking hammered.
How was my driving?
You're great.
Wow.
Certain drunk drivers are actually better than sober because you're less aggressive. You're just kind of like, hey, oh yeah,
that is
me
true.
in the road.
You're just like, I can wait for everybody to merge.
Yeah, and you're nervous. So you're like a master at being drunk while driving. So you're just like, you're actually stopping at the stop sign for 5 seconds. Like you actually become like a good driver. It's kind of bizarre. And we went to this open mic and you pulled into a side street. We were just in like a neighborhood. You popped the trunk of your Prius, this hatchback, and there's like fucking 3-year-old beers in there, and they're all boiling hot. It was like the dead of summer.
Yeah.
It's like 120
It was like 120 degree beers.
You gave me a beer once that burned me. It was like drinking coffee too fresh off the stove.
And we just sat in the back of your Prius, like, you know, like it was a porch.
Yeah, like it's the 4th of July in 1955 in small town USA.
And we'd watch people that had their lives together walk by and we'd be like, look at these fucking losers.
These losers.
How can people live like that?
Yeah. I remember one time I just rode with you doing Postmates around like Eagle Rock.
That's right.
I was just like, I was fucked up. I think I was between jobs that I had rage quitted.
Yeah.
Because I had that period where I just rage quit a new job every 9 months.
Yep.
Because I still had the shame to try and be a normal person.
Yeah.
But clearly didn't have like the guts or the emotional ability to do it.
Yep.
And I wait until I cried enough times in an office bathroom, and then I would quit. And I think I was just hammered waiting for my new job to start, and I rode around with you while you just brought pizzas to losers.
I was like at your place, and I was like, my thing was on. I think I had my Postmates on. I'm like, I'm just hanging out. Like I wound up in your neighborhood. Like, hey, can I come? I would do that all the time. I'd be like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Can I just come over and wait for a little bit?
Right.
And then I'd always be like, you want to come? And then it would just be fun. You just blast music, and I would drive pizza to some retard, and
You drive pizza to some retard, and we'd be like, that open micers, fuck them. I hope they die. I want to rape them to death. That's all we would just talk about all day.
Literally, our whole life was just bringing up open mic, and then we come home and put them on YouTube. And be like, look at this fucking asshole.
I know, that's where Hate Watch came from.
Yeah,
it
literally came from people being like, "You doing a Hate Watch?"
Right. I would come over to your house and I'd look at the TV. I'm like, I don't want to watch Fleeb Jib'em. Put Fleeb. I don't want to watch Fleeb Jib'em set. Take him off the TV.
It's literally just like it's a homeless guy.
Yeah, it's a piece of bacon from a cartoon. It has like eyes and big white gloves.
A guy who sleeps. You know how liquor stores pull down that cage in front of the door? He goes, you stand between the door and where that goes down, and then you sleep, and no one can hurt you at night because you're behind the cage.
A guy who got killed by a bug zapper one night because he walked. That's old Fleeb Jib'em.